Welcome students. Today we are going to start our 12th computer science paper first, chapter first. Well, computer science paper first, chapter first. Name is C++. So this chapter C++, which is having largest weightage in paper first, and apart from this largest weightage, it is too much beneficial in our future education also. As we know that nowadays every must have either one programming language knowledge, because whatever the field you choose after 12th, the need of programming language is there, and the C++ is the rich language, and we have started it from 11th standard. That's why while studying the C++, we will be double benefited. First thing, we are learning this chapter for largest weightage, as well as this will be beneficial in future also. It means that this chapter not only will give us the largest weightage, but the beneficial for future also. So we will start. So very first, what is C++? That we have seen in 11th standard only. Need not to worry about that. So C++ is a programming language. You know what is C++? C++ is a programming language. C++ is a programming language. But what is meant by programming language? Programming language gives us keywords, reservoirs, because before you know that what is programming language, we must aware of what is programming. Programming based on term writing the program, that is programming. You know, in 11th standard also various times we have seen this. What is programming? What is program? So program, that is set of instruction, that you know very well. Program, that is set of instruction. So set of instruction, that is called as a program. But why to write the set of instruction? For whom to write the set of instruction? Program, that is set of instruction which can be given to computer in order to solve the problem. Because whatever the problem we solve manually, the same problem is to be solved by computer. For that we have to instruct the computer in computer's own language. That's why we require the instructions which we can give to the computer, or which computer can understand. So that is called a programming. But we know that computer can understand the instructions of only 1 and zeros, and giving the instruction to the computer in the form of 1 and zeros, that is quite difficult for us, for common person. That's why scientists invented the languages. So this language provides us the keywords, reservoirs, which look like English words, and by using that keywords and reserved words we can write down the program. So who provide these keywords, reserved words? That is called as a programming language. So C++ is also a programming language. Then question arises, why to learn the only C++? Whereas there are various languages. Why the C++ only we are studying? Because programming stands for writing the program, and language gives us, language provides us the keywords and reserved words. So keywords and reserved words will be provided by the language, that is called as programming language. There are several programming languages. Then why we are going to study particularly C++? That is, the feature of C++ is it is an object-oriented programming language. C++ is an object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language. So you see, object-oriented programming, that is in short called as OOPS. So C++ is called as OOPS. So if a question is asked in the examination, what is the feature of C++? Then very first your answer must be C++ is a programming language, but it is an object-oriented programming language. Now we will see what is the object-oriented programming language. So we have seen program, that is set of instruction which can be given to computer in order to solve the problem, and since computer knows the instructions of only 1 and 0, it is not possible for all. That's why scientists invented programming languages. Programming languages provide us keywords, reserved words which look like English words, and by using that keywords and reserved words we can write down the program. So who provide the keywords and reserved words? That is a programming language, and C++ is also a programming language. But what is the feature of C++? So feature of the C++ is it is an object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language. So what is in by object-oriented programming language? For that we have to see some traditions to write a program. So way back, long ago, when programming language emerged, way back long ago when programming languages came into existence, at that time user has to write down a large single program, large single consolidated program. These are the instructions. These are the instructions. Okay. So these are the instructions. This is the set of instructions. That's why it is the program. But you see, it is the only one consolidated single large program, and we know that this is the program, this is the set of instruction which we are going to give to computer. We are giving this set of instruction to computer, but we know that this is the program of keywords, that is high level, not a low level. What is the difference between high level program and low level program? Low level program, both high level program or low level program. Program that is set of instruction, no matter. Program that is set of instruction. But if the instructions are in the form of 1 and 0, that is low level program. And if instructions are keywords and reserved words, that is a high level program. And this is the high level program. It means all these are the keywords, not 1 and 0s. These are the English-like words. So we have written this program. This tradition was called as a structured program, writing skill, that is structured, where all the instructions are arranged in sequential manner. Now we know that since it is is the program of keywords and reserved words, or where the instructions are English-like words. All the instructions are necessary to convert in 1 and zeros. All instructions are necessary to convert in 1 and zeros. All these instructions will be converted into the form of 1 and zeros. And we know that conversion of keywords instructions, conversion of English-like instruction into the 1 and zeros, that is the job of compiler or interpreter. So every programming language not only provides us keywords, reserved words, apart from this also it provides a translator to translate the keywords into the 1 and zeros. So they will be the program. So you see, writing the only one consolidated program, that is time consuming for programmer. Converting the every instruction into the form of 1 and 0, that is time consuming for translator. And when this program will be given to computer, this is the CPU, when this program is given to computer, for computer also it is the time consuming. So new tradition, new scheme, new method of writing the program came into existence, that was called as function oriented. So what is meant by function oriented? Instead of writing only one large program, instead of writing only one consolidated program, write down the program in such parts, segments. Instead of writing only one single program, write down the segments of program. So instead of writing only one large program, say this program was of 100 instructions. So instead of writing the 100 instructions consolidatedly or single segment, write down the 25 instruction like this, 4 segments. So a large program is divided into number of small programs. Every such small program is called as function. Every such small program is called as function. So function is also program, no doubt, but small program. So instead of writing only one large program, if program is divided into number of small programs, every such small program is called as function. And this style, this method, this tradition was called as function oriented programming. Function oriented. So first there was the single only one consolidated program. Next style, instead of writing only one single program is divided into number of small program. Every such small program is called as function, and style is called as function oriented. Technique is called as function oriented. But there is also some drawback. What the drawback is? Drawback is that after all, this is a program. No doubt it is a small program, but after all it is the program. So program there is set of instruction. So this function, say this function is called as function f1 parenthesis. This is function f2 parenthesis. Function f3 parenthesis. Function f4 parenthesis. We know that we generally see the function y is equal to f of x. So what is f here? Here f is the function. What is the x? X is the data given to that function. And what is the y? Y is the outcome given by that function. So this is also a function f1. This is also a function f2, like this f. So every function will be having the data, like this function is having the data x, or this function to whom we have given the data as an input x, it has given output in y. Similarly, this every f1, f2, f3, f4 is having the data. Say this function is having the data a, this function is having the data b, this function is having the data c and d. Now you see, y is equal to f of x. F is the function, x is the data given to that function, y is the result, y is the outcome, yield we can say. Similarly, f1 is the function, a is its data, F2 is the function, B is its data, F3 is the function, C is its data, F4 is function, D is its data. So every function is having its own data. But in this programming style, what happens? Data of any function can be accessed by other function. Say A is the data of F1, but F2 can access. This happened into the function-oriented programming style. It means data is not secure. Data of any function can be accessed by a function, any function. So way back there was structure-oriented programming language. Very first we have seen that was only one consolidate large program. That was time consuming for programmer, time consuming for translator to translate, time consuming for the CPU to execute. Instead of that, function oriented programming style emerged. That is, instead of writing only one consolidated program, write down the small program. Every such small programming is called as, every such small program is called as function. And say our large only one consolidated program is converted into the 4 small programs, that is F1, F2, F3 and F4. But here also drawback is that data is not secure, and hence there emerged a new style, that is binding the function and data in capsule. Binding the function and data in capsule. Now you see, this is the capsule. You know capsule. In medical stores we purchase it, capsule. It is the packed capsule in which there are number of ingredients. We can't see it. Similarly, this is also a capsule where there is the function F1, function that is program, but small program. A is its data. Similarly, another capsule is there. In that capsule there is F2 and data B. It is also capsule together, binded together. Function F3 data C, function F2 data D. Every function is binded, every function is closely tied with its data. Or in other words, we can say data is tied with function, data is tied with function, data is tied with function. That's why data becomes secure. And hence this binding of data and function is called as object. So if someone asks you what is meant by object, so your answer should be clear. Object is nothing but binding. Object is nothing but binding. Binding of what? Binding of data and function. That is called as object. So object is nothing but a binding. Object is nothing but a capsule of data and function together. What is the advantage? Advantage, data is secure. Data of one object cannot be accessed by another object. So here 4 objects are there. Object O1, object O2, object O3, object O4. Every object is having its own data. Every object is having its own function. Function, that is small program. Remember once again, don't get confused between program and function. Program, that is set of instruction. Function is also set of instruction, but small. That's why function is a small program, in short you can say. So here data A, function F1, that is binded together, called object O1. Data B, function F2, it is also capsulated together, binded together, object O2. So there are 4 objects. That is called as object oriented programming. Object. So there are 3 programming styles. First, only one consolidated program, that is structured programming language. There was the drawback, time consuming. Then instead of writing only one single program, the program is divided into number of small programs called functions. Such style is called as function oriented. There is also problem, data is not secure. So data and functions are binded together, that is called as the object, and such programming style is called as object oriented programming style, and C++ is object oriented programming language. And hence, what is C++? C++ is an object oriented programming language. So in examination question will be asked for 3 marks. What is object oriented programming? Explain. Or the same question can be asked in another manner. What is C++? Explain. So question will be asked for 3 marks. and whatever we have discussed, the notes will be provided in text format, PDF format. So I think we have got at least what is in the object oriented programming. So today we will stop here. Thank you.